Why does it seem like you're working harder yet getting poorer? In today's video, you will learn the real reasons behind this issue. Armed with this information, you will be able to take action to prevent it and achieve financial freedom. First, let's talk about the decline of wages. Over the past few decades, we've seen a rather concerning trend. Despite productivity increasing, wages for the average worker have remained largely stagnant. This stagnation has led to a significant decrease in the purchasing power of the working class, meaning your hard-earned money isn't stretching as far as it once did. To put it into perspective, consider this. If wages had kept pace with productivity since the 1970s, the average worker today would be earning double what they do now. Instead, while the cost of living has continued to rise, wages have plateaued. Did you recently get a pay raise? Let me know in the comments. This discrepancy has resulted in a widening wealth gap, with the rich getting richer while the working class struggles to keep up. So it's not just your imagination. Your paycheck is not going as far as it used to. Now let's explore the rising cost of living. Imagine the cost of basic necessities like food, housing, and healthcare. Over the years, these costs have not just increased, they've skyrocketed. Back in the day, a loaf of bread would set you back a few pennies. Today, it's not uncommon to pay a few dollars for that same loaf. And housing? A home that once cost a year's salary now demands a decade's worth of income or more. Let's not even start on healthcare, where costs have shot up so high that many are choosing to forego necessary treatments. This is not a case of everything was better in the good old days. It's a stark reality that the cost of living has escalated at an alarming rate. And the worst part, our wages are not keeping pace. They're stuck in a time warp, while costs are on a space-age trajectory. Let's turn our attention to inflation. In simple terms, inflation is the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services is rising. So if you've ever wondered why that cup of coffee seems to be getting more expensive year after year, that's inflation at work. But here's the real kicker. While your cup of coffee is getting more expensive, the value of the money you're using to buy that coffee is actually decreasing. Inflation erodes the purchasing power of your money over time, making your hard-earned dollars worth less and less. Think of it this way. If you stash $100 under your mattress today, in 10 years, you won't be able to buy the same amount of goods and services with that $100. Why? Because inflation has silently eroded its value. Inflation is a silent thief that's stealing your wealth. Let's discuss the trap of student debt. It's a seemingly innocuous way to fund your education, but the reality is far more sinister. Imagine this. You're fresh out of high school, enthusiastic about your future, and you sign on the dotted line, committing to pay back tens of thousands of dollars over the next few decades. As you graduate, the clock begins ticking, the grace period ends, and you're handed a bill that's equivalent to a small mortgage. And let's not forget the interest, which compounds over time like a snowball rolling downhill. Suddenly you're saddled with a debt that restricts your financial freedom. It's like carrying a backpack filled with bricks, weighing down your aspirations. It limits your choices, your ability to invest, even your capacity to start a family. Student debt is a heavy burden that many of us are forced to bear. It's a trap that's easy to fall into, but incredibly hard to escape from. Next, we'll look at the housing affordability crisis. Home ownership, once a rite of passage into adulthood and a guaranteed ticket to the middle class, has become an elusive dream for many. With house prices skyrocketing at an alarming rate, the dream of owning a home is moving further out of reach for many hard-working individuals. Not too long ago, the average home cost around 3 times the median income. Fast forward to today, and you'll find that ratio has doubled, tripled, and even quadrupled in some areas. Renting, on the other hand, is no better. With rental rates also on the rise, a significant chunk of income is going towards housing costs, leaving less for savings, investments, and other necessities. The reality is, housing, a basic necessity, is becoming increasingly unaffordable. The gap between wages and housing costs is widening, making it harder for people to secure a stable and safe place to live. This housing affordability crisis is a clear indication that the system is in dire need of reform. Now let's talk about the gig economy and job insecurity. In the last couple of decades, we've seen a noteworthy shift in the job market. Traditional full-time roles are gradually giving way to temporary, project-based or freelance jobs. This trend, known as the gig economy, is reshaping the way we work and live. While it offers benefits like flexibility and independence, it also introduces uncertainty and instability. Without a steady paycheck, workers face financial challenges, making it harder to plan for the future. Health benefits, paid leave, and retirement contributions, typically associated with full-time employment, are often non-existent in the gig economy. Even more concerning is the lack of job security. Without a long-term contract, workers are constantly on the hunt for the next gig, leading to stress and anxiety. The gig economy can be a double-edged sword, offering freedom on one hand and insecurity on the other. Let's examine the cost of healthcare. In the world we live in, healthcare costs are escalating at an alarming rate. This isn't about a simple doctor's visit anymore. We're talking about the cost of prescription drugs, hospital stays, surgeries, and long-term care. These are expenses that can quickly drain one's savings, leaving individuals and families in precarious financial situations. Imagine working tirelessly only to see a large chunk of your hard-earned money spent on medical bills. This is the reality for many. Health insurance, too, is no small expense, and yet it's essential in mitigating the financial risk of illness or injury. The burden of healthcare costs is a heavy one, often leading to tough decisions between necessary medical care and other basic needs. It's a bitter pill to swallow when health, a fundamental human right, becomes a luxury. Now let's delve into the debt cycle. Picture this. You're facing a financial crunch, maybe an unexpected expense, so you take out a loan, intending to pay it back when you're back on your feet. But life happens, and instead of paying off the debt, you find yourself taking on more. This is the beginning of the debt cycle. High interest rates and fees pile up, making it even harder to clear the debt. You're running on a hamster wheel, working harder but getting nowhere fast. The more you try to climb out, the deeper you seem to sink. It's a vicious cycle that many find themselves trapped in. But here's the thing, it's not entirely your fault. Economic factors, wage stagnation, rising costs of living, they all play a role in perpetuating this cycle. They build the walls that make escaping the debt cycle seem nearly impossible. Let's discuss stagnant career growth. This phenomenon is like being stuck in quicksand. You're working tirelessly, but you're not moving forward. In many industries, opportunities to climb the ladder have become scarce, if not non-existent. Employees are often left toiling in the same position for years, their income remaining stubbornly stationary despite their increasing experience and skills. This lack of advancement isn't just demoralizing, it has a tangible impact on your financial well-being. Without the prospect of promotions or significant raises, your income simply doesn't keep pace with the rising cost of living. Inflation quietly erodes your purchasing power, leaving you feeling like you're running on a treadmill, expending energy but not gaining ground. And when career growth comes to a standstill, it's not just about money. It's about feeling valued, about the satisfaction that comes from progress and achievement. Without these, work becomes a grind rather than a journey. Now let's explore the decline of unions. Unions have historically played a pivotal role in fighting for workers' rights and fair wages. However, over the past few decades, we've seen a significant decrease in union membership. In the mid-20th century, more than 1 in 3 workers were in a union. Fast forward to today, and that number has dwindled to just over 1 in 10. This decrease in collective bargaining power has left many workers without a voice to advocate for their rights and fair compensation. Without unions, workers often find themselves at the mercy of corporate decisions, with little say in their working conditions or pay. This has led to a widening wage gap and more precarious employment conditions. So why has union membership declined? A myriad of factors, from changing labor laws to shifts in the economy, have played a part. Let's turn our attention to technology and automation. In the grand scheme of things, these advancements are designed to make our lives easier. They increase efficiency, streamline processes, and open up a world of possibilities that were once deemed science fiction. However, there's a flip side to this shiny coin. As technology evolves and automation becomes more prevalent, job security takes a hit. Machines, robots, and software are now capable of performing tasks that were once exclusively human domain. From assembly lines to customer service, technology is replacing jobs at an alarming rate. Moreover, this shift towards automation isn't just eliminating jobs, it's also contributing to wage stagnation. As the demand for manual labor decreases, so does the value placed on these jobs. And the workers? They're left to compete for a shrinking pool of low-paying jobs. In essence, technology and automation are game changers, no doubt. However, they're also double-edged swords wielding immense power that can both create and destroy. Now let's discuss the financial literacy gap. In a world where financial decisions shape our lives, the lack of financial education is a glaring issue. It's akin to navigating a ship without a compass. We're expected to make informed decisions about savings, investments, taxes, and retirement, yet many of us lack the basic knowledge to do so effectively. This gap in financial literacy isn't just about not knowing how to budget or what a 401k is. It's about understanding how money works in the broader economic context. It affects our ability to accumulate wealth, our financial stability, and ultimately our quality of life. Without proper financial literacy, we're more likely to fall into debt, less likely to invest wisely, and more prone to financial scams. We're essentially playing a game without fully understanding the rules. Finally, let's talk about what you can do about it. First, arm yourself with knowledge. Understand the basics of personal finance and how the economy works. This understanding is your shield against financial pitfalls. Second, cultivate a savings habit. Even a small amount set aside regularly can accumulate into a significant safety net over time. Third, diversify your income. Don't rely solely on your day job. Consider side gigs, investments, or starting a small business. Fourth, negotiate for what you're worth. Whether it's a job offer or a raise, don't settle for less. Fifth, be proactive about your career growth. Seek out opportunities, learn new skills, and network extensively. Sixth, advocate for change. Support policies and politicians that prioritize fair wages, affordable housing, and accessible healthcare. Seventh, practice frugality without sacrificing your quality of life. Remember, the goal is not deprivation, but smart spending. You have the power to change your financial future. So why not start by hitting that like button? It's a simple way to say, yes, I've gained something valuable from this video. Next, we invite you to subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you're saying, yes, I want to continue learning and growing. And don't forget to click the notification bell. That way you'll never miss out on a new video release. It's your direct line to the latest insights and knowledge that can change your life. In this rapidly changing world, staying informed is more critical than ever, and we're here to provide you with the tools and knowledge to navigate these complex issues. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.